and they all named this particular thing called bathroom simulator in Roblox. And then one told me that was very shocking for me to hear, where you have to go at it when you go inside. There were people who were bare chest. These and what was it? And it was a strip club.
And they said that we have taken courses as well to learn how to play Dream 11 so that we can keep on earning money on a regular basis. So uh, there have been influencers who have live courses, live classes. They have paid courses to teach these people how to earn money while playing, while gambling online.
But in time, you have seen cases of kidnapping, you have seen cases of predators, you have seen cases where child, वो कहते पता नहीं क्या हो गया था मेरे बच्चे को, उसने ऑनलाइन अपने फ्रेंड को न्यूड फोटो भेज दिया. दिस इज ग्रूमिंग.
Two recent news stories have caught our attention. One is about the gaming platform Roblox, which is being banned by countries like Turkey, China, Jordan, Oman, and also it has several lawsuits against it in the United States. Well, these high profile lawsuits state that the company failed to implement substantial safety controls and knowingly enabled and facilitated the systemic sexual exploitation and abuse of children. Well, earlier this year, there was also a report by some digital experts who found a troubling disconnect between Roblox's child friendly appearance and the reality of what children are experiencing on the platform. Well, there's been another troubling story that has not got the kind of attention that it deserves. It's about a professor, an Indian professor in the US, who was caught during a predator sting operation. He is being investigated at the moment. And we've been hearing a lot about grooming scandals across the UK in the last several months. There's also another damning report that has come out in the UK, which says that the largest increase in sexual offense convictions of all foreign nationals has been that of Indians in the last 4 years, and that there has been a whopping 257% raise in those cases. So it can happen to us. It is happening among us. Well, this is where I'm kickstarting the conversation. Hello, everyone. I am Jyotsna, and welcome to another episode of Table Talk. Before I move ahead, here's a quick reminder, do subscribe to us, because once you subscribe, we can together move on to this path that is about information and knowledge. Gaming, grooming, also gambling. Well, joining me today are two people with very different perspectives. Rakshit Tandon, he is a very well known cyber expert. Rakshitji, thank you so much for joining me. And Dishant Sharma, he's an entrepreneur who knows many, many people who've been embroiled in gaming as well, and as well as gambling. So he's going to give me some kind of, well, let's just say one off first hand accounts. Thanks, Dishant, so much for doing this as well. रक्षित जी, सबसे पहले आई बिगिन विद यू. मैं रोब्लॉक्स से ही स्टार्ट करना चाहती हूँ बिकॉज आजकल इतने सारे बच्चे 8 year old 9 year olds आर प्लेइंग. पहले फोर्टनाइट था. आई थिंक रोब्लॉक्स बिकेम द लेटेस्ट ट्रेंड. आई वांट टू हियर फ्रॉम यू कि व्हाट कंसर्न्स यू अबाउट गेमिंग एंड चिल्ड्रन.
So, as you know, ma'am, first of all, thank you for having me on your conversation. It's a very important subject you have chosen. And as you understand, that I've been talking to a lot of kids, pan India, on doing regular interaction with school kids. And in my last week interactions only, I have seen that this age has gone up to very young age. Like, as you rightly said, grade 3 and grade 4 kids are playing this Roblox game. And kids like 9 years, 8 years. And the major concern was not only about Roblox, but other games as well, like Free Fire and Battleground, Mobile India. And my major concern came when it was COD, Call of Duty. And if you see and you check on App Store and Play Store, these games come with the age rating of 17 plus. They say M, capital M, that is for mature. And with Roblox, it comes with T, that is capital T, that means teenager. And my concern started when the kid says that they are playing 3 to 4 hours of these games. And then I had a very simple question with all the younger ones, that third and fourth grade, very tiny little kids, that have you ever stumbled upon something which is inappropriate or which is not good and which makes you uncomfortable on these games? And they suddenly started shouting in excitement, saying yes. And then I asked him particularly what? What was the problem? Well, sir, there is a game in which they are killing people. One child said. The second said that there is a game which is called a bathroom simulator. Now that caught my attention because this was mentioned to me at various other locations. So one was in Gujarat, the other location was in Haryana, that is Panchkula, some side. I was in a school. And in the continuation, the third school was in Uttar Pradesh. And in the 1 week of traveling and talking to three different set of kids at three different set of locations, and they all named this particular thing called bathroom simulator in Roblox. And then one told me that was very shocking for me to hear, where you have to go at it when you go inside, there were people who were bare chest. These and what was it? And it was a strip club. Now, this is what caught my attention. But one child immediately stood up and said, no, but sir, the age rating for that game is different. It is already written there 18 plus. So then I asked him that if you click on 18 plus, are you still allowed to go inside? Well, yes, you just say, yes, I am 18 plus, and they let me enter that game. So this was one concern. Second was parents, when I interacted with them, they said they find a lot of aggression in their kids. They find that they are not studying. They find that they are not able to sleep properly in the night. And then all this connected me to that research, which has recently been published by the Journal of Human Development. And this research, which was done on a sample of 1 million kids, and which said that children below 13 consuming smartphones are having suicidal thoughts, are having aggression, are having concerns of lower self-esteem and different. So everything was connecting the dots, and this was scary. My first concern was why a kid which is just 8 and 9, he's allowed to go on that game. Second, when these reports have come in where a 10-year-old girl got kidnapped by a 37-year-old predator through Roblox. The other predator who was actually reached the home of a 12-year-old girl and was 38-year-old girl, and the girl had given her address to come and meet me, and they were play friends. Acha, the model of these game is rewarding. So that rewarding, wherever there is a reward, children love it. They get reward, and they are so crazy about Robux. One child called me, I remember, that Mr. Tandon, my Roblox is hacked. Somebody has hacked my Roblox, and I had so many Robux in it, and he was actually crying. And his parents were calling me, Mr. Tandon, if you can help. So I said, मेरे पास बैंक accounts के केस आते हैं. I get complaints for people losing their hard-earned money. तो वहाँ तो समझ में आता है that the police has to play a role. But now a child losing his Robux coin, and it is so important for him that he has literally gone crazy. So these are things which is literally concerning. And yes, and I'm not naming any particular game, but when it comes to gaming, yes, addiction is one problem. And I still remember WHO has mentioned also that gaming disorder has been now recorded in the 11th classification of diseases. It is called gaming disorder. So all these things are where I want, and I always say to my children that it has to be balanced. Screen time is balanced. You understand your gaming habits. I have no problems in gaming. These children have started asking me question about esports now at a very young age. that we want to be a e-sportsman. Then what is a e-sportsman? Will I'll be playing 30 to 12 hours of championships on game, and we will be earning millions and millions of rupees, because actually that gaming in esports, the amount and the reward price is very, very, very high.
You mentioned WHO. I just want to. I had these with me. What WHO actually said about gaming. The organization describes gaming addiction to digital or video games as a pattern of gaming behavior characterized by impaired control over gaming, increasing priority given to gaming over other activities to the extent that gaming takes precedence over other interests and daily activities. Well, as you said it is considered. And I just want to, before I come into details and move to getting Dishant as well, I want one other question for you, Rakshitji. It's not just big cities in India that are gaming anymore, right? Because of the infiltration of cheap internet, and India being one of the largest countries where smartphones are sold, so to speak. This has infiltrated to tier 2 and even rural India, hasn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. And I recently we had a incident, a very unfortunate incident, I would say. This is the second reported in another last 2 years, where a child from a very, very low income background, parents are working hard working in some place, and their young child was playing and consuming an online game on the parents phone. Now the problem with is, all these games, they come with an attraction that if you lose your lives, you can buy lives. If you lose your coins and you want some more lives and power and guns, you can buy them out, and for buying them you need real money. So this child accidentally, he's a seventh grader, he must be 12 or 13, and he accidentally spent 2,800 rupees on a game. And he got so scared, he never realized that it will not come back to him. He was so scared that he ended up committing suicide. A seventh grader. This is, I think, last month incidents only, and it is somewhere in Madhya Pradesh. I remember 1 year back, a 13-year-old child spent 40,000 rupees on a game, and he was so badly scolded by the parents that again he committed suicide. So this is scary. And children, they don't realize Acha, we are not teaching our kids in school how to handle UPI mandate, how to handle NEFT, and what is a. And in by default today in our mobiles, my credit card number and my UPI mandates are automatically fed in so many applications. I am paying my subscription fees for all the OTT automatically. So if my immature, I would call it uh, a toddler or a teenager starts playing with my phone, and in my phone it is loaded with credit cards, it is loaded with UPI, and then he doesn't even knows which button are you pressing and what is happening. And, and yes, there are so many incidences. I still remember one FIR of Uttar Pradesh where retired Jawan, he lost 36 lakh rupees when his child got so addicted to playing this BGMI game that he spent 36 lakh rupees buying sophisticated weapons to reach the last stage of the game. And so this is to the level of, so yes, yes, this is a concern. And the parents giving their devices loaded with money and wallet these days to a kid playing game can be very scary. So yes, it has gone to the rural, it has gone to villages, and they are excited. They are glued to the screen. I'll give you one example. I was doing cycling the other day, and there is a what do you call them? A gardener, a husband, wife, and a very small kid sitting on the road. And he, I think, was employed by the municipal corporation to do the gardening for the rows on the roadsides, on the roadside. And I saw this very young kid sitting on the road. So I stopped my bicycle and I asked that lady to put him on the pavement. And he was glued to a very big phone. and I snatched it from him. And he was a very small, he was sitting, must be what, 2, 3 years old. And I saw on the screen there was some game with some audio and voice. And I gave it to her mother. मैंने कहा फोन नहीं देते बच्चों को इतने छोटे, क्यों दे रखा है आपने? And I was shocked. वो इतना छोटा सा बच्चा था, उसकी मम्मी पापा, they were doing gardening on the side of the roadside. So yes, you are right, ma'am. It is easily accessible. Yes, everyone has a phone. Yes, and these games are easily available to download. Yes, and they all, though it's a very good news for us that many illegal betting and gaming platform involving money have been banned recently by the government as a law. But when I used to go to school, all children used to shout up, "What? Uh, Rummy online or Winzo or something." And they were aware. And they were not aware because it was a talk of the town. They were aware because these ads were popping up on their screens with free coins and free points to start playing.
Right. And Dishant, I know you know quite a bit about this, but sabse pehle I want to ask you, uh, when you have seen a lot of people around you into gaming, you are what we would say tier two town, you're in Patiala. Tell us what happens when people get addicted to games. What have you seen?
I've seen that as I would like to start with the fact that sir address that people get connected to these kind of games because of rewards. I will like to add one more thing in this, that people also start playing these games because of a term most of the Gen Zs use, FOMO. It's fear of missing out. So the company starts promoting a big prize money that many of the peoples are becoming crorepati's by playing these games, and that FOMO starts striking the young adults that this is their chance to become the crorepati, and they have to do very simple activities. They have to just create a cricket team and see their favorite team playing the match, and they have to choose uh, the players they know uh, most. They've been following cricket from like past 6, 7, or 8 years. They think that they know all about the cricket, and they can pick a team who can be the best performer of of that particular match, and they can win crores and crores and money. And they also keep the entry in those matches very cheap. For example, a child can enter those match winning pool in just 21 rupees. They promote it like that only, that today's prize money is 10 cr, and you have to just pay 21 rupees to play in that pool. So here people don't always do the math that if the company is paying you 10 cr, then there are millions of people who are spending 21 rupees to be in that pool, and there will be one winner who will win 10 cr or 15 cr, whatever they have marketed. And I think the FOMO also pulls the young generation into playing those games. And speaking about if they are playing, if the children of tier 1 or tier 2 cities are playing, I have seen people playing in rural parts of India. I was shocked when I visited Himachal Pradesh in 2023. Uh, there was a political campaign going over there, and I was there to see the political campaign. While the rally was going on, there were many people glued to their phones while sitting at the back of the rally. And I went there and I saw they were preparing a team on Dream 11 at in the afternoon, and they were discussing who is going to shine today. And I started talking to them. I was shocked that some of the adults thought that they can make a career while playing Dream 11, and they can keep on earning like 800 rupees to 1000 rupees every day, and they don't need to go to cities to find jobs, and they can stay at their home village in Himachal Pradesh, and they can make a fortune out of it. And I told them that, you know, that you are playing a game of chance. Uh, it can go your way and it can go other people's way as well. And they said that we have taken courses as well to learn how to play Dream 11 so that we can, keep on earning money on a regular basis. So uh, there have been influencers who have live courses, live classes, they have paid courses to teach these people how to earn money while playing, while gambling online. And I will also like to address that sir has mentioned that government has banned many applications and many games who were promoting gambling in India. But I'm also concerned about the thing that I have seen people use third party applications. They use random Google Pay accounts to invite people to do the gambling. And gambling online was restricted earlier as well. But there were ways that people were gambling
Yeah.
without coming in government's, eye. And uh, I am afraid that those kind of applications are going to boom now, and there are increased number of chances of people doing gambling online and while avoiding government's eye as well. So I think there needs to be very strict regulations to avoid such kind of activities. But I also think that there is one more thing that why the reason why children are opting a career towards gaming, that there are many influencers, YouTubers they see online. They have become crorepati's while streaming games online. And I have seen many young children from class 5, 6, 7. They are forcing their parents to buy gaming PCs. Like they are, asking their parents to spend 3 to 4 to 5 lakhs to build a gaming PC so they can
Mm.
start streaming games online, and they can invite subscribers. They can become gaming YouTuber as well, and they can also become the crorepati gaming YouTubers. But the chances of success is very low, and it brings many hurdles in their life as well. It brings stress, it brings depression, it brings suicidal thoughts. It also ruins their academics as well. And I've seen the young children who are playing games, they become very aggressive in nature. They don't tend to socialize.
Mm.
They don't know other opportunities which are there, and they see that the only way to be successful in life is gaming.
Yes, the aggression is a big one. But Rakshit, did you know about all these coaching centers?
Oh, yes. So, very well, as rightly said by him. And I'm also very concerned about what he said that in spite of banning, these applications are available by third parties. So, I acknowledge that because kids, when I was in a school recently and I asked in a question that how many of you play PUBG, and they said a lot of the kids raised their hand. And I said, it's banned in India. Well, sir, we use a VPN. So that was shocking, number one. Number two, he said, so we downloaded a APK file for that app. So he's right. This is one concerning issue. And the second, what he mentioned was about kids being lured online through social media. So, yes, and that is true. This streaming thing which is going on, I have seen incidences, and we have even reported, a few of them have been arrested also, that these YouTubers who are actually streaming game are using very, very abusive language during the game. And that is actually becoming a very unhygienic digital diet for my children because you are putting on your headphones and listening to it constantly. So I was in one of the TV shows and where there was another very professional gamer who was sitting with me, and I was supposed to talk about the ill effects of gaming, and he was a very popular esports gamer, and he was a young guy. So he acknowledged what I said, and he said, Mr. Tandon, even in spite of running this championship, one of my concern was that we normally play long tournaments. They can be 12 hours, 13 hours of games. And I'm shocked to see very, very young kids of the age 11 and 10. They are sitting whole night and watching my live stream and commenting. So my concern is, when are they sleeping? Question number one. And number two, how are they going to the school in the morning? Number two. And you talk to any school today, and they will come up to you with this, that yes, children are so lousy and sleepy in the morning when they're coming to school. And we used to go fresh, crisp, our hairs tight, have a good bath, our uniform crisp. And look at the kids today. When I go for these workshops, 8:30, and they are sleepy in the first session in the auditorium. So this is one concern. And the second was that these games which are banned by the nation as a law are still available through other applications like telegrams, bots, and all, and influencers are promoting it. Now, when we define influencer, any person having millions and millions of followers, and they are writing it. And kids have acknowledged that yes, they use very, very foul language. So now, when a school faces a challenge where children are using foul language, children are skipping school. Like recently, you must have heard a lot of incidences of pokes, bomb threats given to schools. And in some of the cases which were traced, in spite kids using a VPN, whether it was in Delhi NCR or whether it was in Ahmedabad, a eighth or a ninth grader or a 12-year-old is coming out to be the culprit. And when the police asked that why did you did it, I didn't want to go to school. I had a game to play, and I just wanted to skip school. And I thought by sending such an email, the school will get there'll be a holiday declared in the school, so I'll enjoy at home, and the classes will be online. Now, look at one side of the innocence of the child, and second, how this digital content is polluting the minds of my kid, where they are taking such steps which they don't realize that it is a bad digital footprint and it is an offense. And the same we are seeing when we see cases coming on social media, the language, the foul language they are writing or using in cyberbullying. Schools are shocked, parents are shocked. But I'm telling you, ma'am, if you go in any popular channel of a game streamer which they stream, and you hear the kind of language they when they play with each other, they go down to any level. And I will ask him to verify, because he knows this kind of games and I have never played, that's why I cannot be very accurate in telling. But yes, this is the feedback which I have got from the millions of kids I have spoken to during my journey of cyber safety workshops. So yes, it is one of the, so it's like a connecting web. So addiction to social media, where they get introduced to all this, then going on games, and then yes, cases of predators. A 10-year-old girl was forced to share inappropriate pictures to a predator on a game. And I still remember one very chilling crime, which was where I was helping the parent as well as the law enforcement in Delhi NCR, where my 13-year-old girl, actually, there is one more application. I don't know whether you heard it or not, and it's again becoming, and he must acknowledge this because he must be knowing it. It's called Discord. Now in
Yeah.
Yes.
Discord, children, they have open channels, they have lot to talk about games, and it's like a kind of a friendship platform also, where you can do audio calls, video calls. So there was a case, two cases I remember in my which were directly connected to me because I helped in the investigation. One was a kidnapping case where a child was kidnapped, and second was a exploitation case of a child where she had shared some very inappropriate pictures to a so-called good friend whom she met on Discord, and this friend was 27-year-old, and this girl was 13 years old, and it was accidentally caught by her mother. when some online class was going on, and that Discord pop-up came out, and where he was shocked to see the interaction happening between her child and the so-called friend. So, yes, not only aggression, but this predatory nature, grooming, which is a very serious thing. And if you look at UNICEF Child Report, you look at so many reports have come out on online grooming where we have so many cases. Abhi, I was looking at this popular game Roblox. Like, I can share the incidences. I had this report. It's a transparency report from Roblox itself, which says in India in March 2025, child exploitation number of reports 9, romantic and sexual content reports 10, harassment reports 3, and directing user of the platform reports 27, and others 16. Total 67 reports and grievances were filed, out of which 1/6, that is 16, were from the law enforcement. This is only 1 month data, which I'm telling you, from a very popular game called Roblox. It is their transparency report, which is available as per the law on internet.
So, just before I come to you, Dishant, Rakshitji, just to tell parents, because I've also been flagging these issues for the last 5 years. I feel like there's a lot of denial. Nahi hota. What is Roblox? Roblox is a child. For 5 years ago, I wrote it in my book about Roblox. 5 years ago. So that it's a game. It's a child-friendly game. Or what is grooming? I mean, you'll hold your heads if I tell you the reaction. Majority of the reactions were like, "What is grooming? Do people sit dressed up to play a game?" I was horrified. I said, firstly, we don't take it seriously. Secondly, uska makhol bana rahe hain. And it's an issue. So first, I want you to tell parents that how are games infiltrated when it comes to security concerns for their children.
So, yes, parents, they don't acknowledge. Parents, they call it FOMO. And now, parents, they also started saying ki for their own time reasons, they are giving devices to the children so that they remained occupied and we can enjoy our time. So, we don't want to run around kids. And the biggest mistake and where they stay in denial mode is that they give a smartphone, they give internet access, they give them private space when you give them a phone, because it's not, everything is not visible. You give a big desktop in the living room, at least it is visible on the screen what the child is doing. The moment you give an iPad or a device, nothing is visible. Second, the games and they are downloading and consuming are all not age appropriate. That is the first concern. Like, for example, Roblox says it is for teenagers. Now it means 13, and 13 means that you must be in 7th or 8th grade. Now, 3rd and 4th grade children are playing it, and the parents are aware of it. That is my biggest problem. These cases are now for reality. Last year only, we have seen so many cyber threats cases. There was an increase of 206%. Only we are talking of only financial frauds, which are happening with adults. Obviously, children are nothing to do with money. But in time, you have seen cases of kidnapping. You have seen cases of predators. You have seen cases where child, वो कहते पता नहीं क्या हो गया था मेरे बच्चे को, उसने ऑनलाइन अपने फ्रेंड को न्यूड फोटो भेज दिया. This is grooming. This is grooming. The child has been groomed. A child is not meant to be in this word called relationship. उनको सिर्फ एक word आना चाहिए, friendship. और आप सोचो 13, 14 and 12-year-old kids saying I'm into a relationship with somebody on internet. उनके rumor pages बन रहे हैं, उनके affairs और gossip pages बन रहे हैं. ये सब कचरा कहाँ से आ रहा है? Parents are not relying. Are the parents teaching them? No. School teaching them? No. स्कूल के तो किसी के भी सिलेबस में नहीं है. रोब्लॉक्स, इंस्टाग्राम, स्नैपचैट, डिस्कॉर्ड, वो तो पढ़ा ही नहीं रहे हैं ये सब. So who is the third person in between? And that is where the problem is. So, and every child, there are kids who have strict parental controls at home. Their parents don't allow them phones. So they are the black sheep in the school. They are always bullied. उनका कोई ग्रुप नहीं होगा. उनके साथ सोशल एक्सक्लूजन हो जाता है. अरे ये तो बेकार है, इससे बात ही नहीं कर रही. But that child is again having his own challenges, because उसको बुली किया जा रहा है इस बात से कि अरे ये तो रोब्लॉक्स भी नहीं खेलता, ये तो इंस्टाग्राम पे भी नहीं है, और ये ही इज नॉट यूजिंग स्नैपचैट. So I think parents, it's high time to realize the dangers. These agencies, these reports, these WHOs, these UNICEF, and even so much of hard work we people are doing in India, we are on the ground. We are not talking theoretically. I personally, when I talk to kids and I look at their problems, that is my feedback. So, yes, it is high time the parents should analyze and realize the threats. You should have a proper parental control on devices. You should have a proper screen time. You should have activities planned for children. Children have forgotten to play with toys. I hardly you ask a parent who has gone to a toy shop to buy a toy for their child. The first thing they give him is an iPad, and the second is an iPhone. That's it. That is the toy they have given the kids. So this is a sorry state of affair. They are playing football with fingers. Who plays football with fingers, भाई? FIFA खेल रहे हैं वो FIFA. And when it comes to going out and play, I don't know how many of they are going. So yes, it's a concern for the parents to understand this is grooming is for real, predators are for real, and CSAM, which is called child sexual abusive material, is for real. You can look at the figures. CBI, Central Bureau Investigation, have successfully busted so many cases of CSAM in the country. And since they have formed this specialized unit for child protection. I think it happened in, if I'm not wrong, the dates, somewhere in 2020 or 21, this happened. And since then, CBI, and you look at their news, they're printed in the news, the case studies, where an engineer was arrested for selling CSAM online on various portals. There were raids at 56 locations in the country, 56, and the feed came from Interpol Singapore. And they were storing in clouds and whatnot, and this was all CSAM. So I think these games are becoming fertile grounds for predators, for grooming, and for acha, okay, there is no harm happening to the child, but his exposure to wrong content is a big harm, because you're not realizing it is changing his personality. I always tell my parents that this is about digital diet, garbage in, garbage out. आप ये क्यों रियलाइज नहीं कर रहे हो कि वो जो गलत कंटेंट या वायलेंट कंटेंट, अब बताइए क्या हुआ है, व्हाट हैज हैपेंड इन अहमदाबाद, a 8-year old 8th grader has stabbed a 10th grader just for a quarrel. How can stabbing become normal in kids, ma'am? This is not a normal behavior. And listen, this is not the first case. In March 2025, a series came on Netflix which was called Adolescence, जिसमें ये पहली बार दिखाया गया. और अमेरिका तो कब से बेचारा परेशान है, उनके तो कहीं ना कहीं दूसरे तीसरे दिन स्कूल में गोलियां चल जाती हैं. और आप क्या चाह रहे हो कि इंडिया में ये शुरू हो जाए? December 2024, a case reported in Meerut, a 12th grader killed a 11th grader. Why? Because the 11th grader stole the personal pictures of his girlfriend. 12th grader, he's still under 18. Killed a 11th grader because 11th grader has stolen the personal pictures of his girlfriend, so he killed him. And this happened here in 2024, and the series of Netflix came. So I always, when I talk to parents, I tell them, now if my child is consuming violence with addiction, now this free fire क्या सिखा रहे हैं, मारो मारो मारो, मारते रहो, कोई बचना नहीं चाहिए, जो बचे उसे भी मार दो. And now you are practicing this behavior. एक होता है गेम एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए खेला, मारा पीटी करी, गाड़ी वाड़ी चलाई, and I am normal. आपने खुद बोला अभी when you were reading that what WHO said, impaired control. Now this impaired control is the first red flag. अगर मम्मी बच्चों का फोन छीने ना, तो ऐसा लगता है जैसे आईसीयू पेशेंट का ऑक्सीजन मास्क निकाल दिया. So this is not normal. Why are you playing with the mental health of my child? I'm not against games. I'm not against technology. Children are brilliant. You give them programming, coding, you see what results they will give. I have a 7th grade prodigy who has done coding in AI and developed a tool for the police to use. And he's just in 7th grade. So there are good examples where children can be groomed positively with technology. And yes, a little bit of entertainment is very important for everyone, but not addiction.
Dishant, I'll get you in. Um, what have you seen around you, whether it's you or your friends, when it comes to security being compromised? You've also spoken about the sexualization that you see on gaming and social media.
Yeah. So there is a concern which I have seen amongst young generation is that uh, it's it's happening with most of the mobile gaming users. So when they download gaming apps, they don't see what kind of permission that app is taking from them. They just keep on pressing agree, and they accept all the terms and conditions, and they don't realize that they have given the access of their personal information to that gaming uh, application as well. And from there, those applications can use their personal pictures, personal messages, personal contacts in a negative way. As sir was saying, Call of Duty or PUBG, they spend like thousands of rupees just to buy a skin pattern for their gun in the game. I don't think that we should blame the children. They are innocent. They don't know what they are doing, if that is right or wrong. Here, parents are uh, to avoid their responsibility of taking care of their child. They are handing over an electronic device to them, and and they don't realize that what kind of exposure their child is getting. And sir was mentioning Netflix, that they have been multiple series on Netflix about adolescence and the crimes that have been happening in India. But there have been many series on Netflix who have adult content, and most of the adult content series have been consumed by the underage children only. And I have seen many school going children learning new slangs, and the rise of AI and augmented and virtual reality is going to bring more and more children's. It is going to excite the children's more to play games, and I think it it raises more concern that parents are not uh, that much aware of the situation, that how these things can enter their child's mind. But uh, the things are going too fast, and I don't see any right way to stop these kind of activities. But raising awareness among parents and schools can be a very good step.
Rakshitji, I just want to elaborate a little bit more on grooming because it is just such a serious issue that I think we need more and more attention on it. A parent thinks that an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old is gaming with friends, but actually there is somebody who's like a 40-year-old or 50-year-old who's masquerading as a younger person trying to get into that group. There are open mics. The conversations filter out. At some point somebody is going to become friends. We've spoken about the reward system. You're going to give some coupons, you get that reward, and then you take these conversations offline becomes something completely different, also leads to blackmail sometimes.
So rightly said, and as we understand, ma'am, that we all kids are also social animals, and we are talking. We are when we are playing games, we also need some space for friends to talk. And because you are so busy in the game, you don't have time outside the game to go and talk. So everything happens there. And there are so many incidences where we have seen that these players, they all come with IDs. And acha, we don't use names also. Like I have an ID called Rakshit Tandon. No, it will be somewhere called devil underscore 360 or Roger underscore 27, something, something. So they have very weird aliases and names where you can't even identify whether you're talking to a real male person or a female person. And that is where the threat level starts. And parents are not aware of this word grooming. So the child, he becomes a friend online. These predators, they will give rewards. They will give rewards by actually giving them 2 virtual coins or 3 virtual coins to stay stable in the game. And then later on, you will see that the conversation goes offline. They will ask their WhatsApp numbers, they will ask their Telegram channel or Discord ID, and then they start doing video chatting. So that is what is grooming. They become very emotionally good to you. They will talk to you very nicely, and then finally you land up in a problem. So what he was mentioning, I tell you, this case has happened. A 14-year-old girl was lured into a relationship by a fake ID 16-year-old, and actually he was a 27-year-old person. And for that, when she got blackmailed, she stole 10 lakh rupees and her mother's jewelry and actually gave it to the blackmailer. This case has been registered and later on he was arrested also. But the point is that this girl was so scared that she had to commit a crime. So grooming is real. It is not. And what is grooming? Like when they are watching this content, you have seen children creating these reels or videos where they risk their lives. This is also a part of grooming. They think कि अगर हम ऐसा content डालेंगे तो हमारे को more virality मिलेगी. And today, children are living in a false paradise. They are detached from the reality. ये जो एक problem है, detachment of from reality is another case where this is affected by grooming. So yes, this is scary, and parents have, it's high time they should realize, and it's in their hands. Rightly said, we can't blame the kids. Their kid's first toy given by the parent is a mobile. That is a problem. If it has been introduced as a technology, it will never would have been a problem like this. So if
It's a,
the
the conduit is always the smartphone, isn't it?
yes, and it was actually developed for adults. I don't know how it got into the hands of kids, but even in adults, you are seeing so many surprising cases. Recently, one young girl was she was clicking a reel on a high tide river और वो 1 सेकंड में गायब हो गई. वो भाग के ले गए और वो लाइव वीडियोस दिख रहे हैं, सब जगह वायरल हो रहे हैं. बट दिस इज, पेरेंट्स शुड रियलाइज कि दिस इज नॉट गुड.
It's the
So
same thing as vaping. Vaping was intended for the older
yes,
people,
yes, but now
and
see,
it's an
kids are into
epidemic
it.
in the young.
Yes, every school I go to and I see complaints that the schools are becoming a law enforcement agency. They have to do checking of the kids to control them. And parents are not realize, और उनके बैग्स में मिलते हैं वेप्स, छोटे छोटे बच्चों के बैग्स में, वो वॉशरूम्स में छुपा के रख रहे हैं. और मैं कभी एक रिसेंटली एक बहुत सीनियर लंग सर्जन है मेदांता में, उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि किस तरह से बच्चों को उस लिक्विड से पॉपकॉर्न लंग्स जैसी प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं. दे हैव केसेस, बट वो खबरें हमें पता ही नहीं चलती हैं. और मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि बच्चे को ये 1000-1500 रुपए मिल कहाँ से रहे टू बाय दिस. हमें तो 10 रुपए की आइसक्रीम का भी हिसाब घर पे देना पड़ता था. So I think parenting need to, we have to do some learning and relearning for parenting rather than play, because see, things were always there. हमारे time में भी when we were kids, bars were there, cigarette smoking was there, even drug peddlers were there. But the discipline what we were brought up in was never, we were never exposed to all these things. हमें अगर पता था मूवी पे, मैम आप विश्वास नहीं मानोगे, हमारे यहाँ मूवी पे ए लिखा होता था, we were not even supposed to take the name. और आज मैं डर जाता हूँ स्कूल में जब बच्चे मुझे बताते हैं कि हमने वो नेटफ्लिक्स पे स्क्विड गेम देखा. मैं एज अ नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग उसे कंज्यूम नहीं कर पाता हूँ, और वो बच्चे देख रहे हैं, और मुझे बाद में पता चलता है बच्चों से कि देयर इज अ रेप्लिका ऑफ स्क्विड गेम ऑन रोब्लॉक्स आल्सो. And if you have heard about the Squid Game, you will be shocked to see that what kind of a content they are serving and producing. So yes, this is a reality, and parents, listen. I would not give ask you to do a Uri attack on your children immediately after listening this video. But yes, number one, age control applications. Number two, peep in into their game, as if when you peep in into their parties to see कि वो किन किन के साथ क्या क्या games खेल रहे हैं. जब हम बच्चों की parties होती थी, तो parents would always used to be around there. So similarly, you should know what game he's playing, with whom he's connecting, what kind of chats are happening, and there is a technological intervention. There are wonderful applications for good parental control and keeping your children safe, like Google Family Link, where tools can be developed to control screen time, to control what kind of content has been exposed to children, and have a and talk it out with your children. So don't try to do policing with them. Take a discipline. You have 20 minutes of screen time in a day. On a weekend, you get 1 hour, and this is distributed like for games. And this games, number one, age appropriate. And the moment you see red flags of addiction, that is where you need help. You need help, and don't be shameful in asking for help.
What is the youngest age group of children, who are betting, gambling?
I've seen children of age 8 and 9 doing online gaming and betting, and they were playing Dream 11, My 11 Circle, those kind of they were application they were using, and I blame the celebrities endorsing it because children see that Rahul Dravid is promoting this game, and there is a pop star, very famous pop star Drake. He was promoting an application called Stake, and whenever an important sports match comes, even India Pakistan match, Drake places a bet on that if India is winning, if India will win, or if Pakistan will win, and then he will promote it screenshot in his on his social profiles, and then children will see that how Drake is placing bet on this. If a millionaire rapper, a very successful person is using this application to earn money, then I should too. But they don't realize that it is part of their endorsement deals. Companies have told them, and companies have given their money to place a bet and promote it on social media. Kids don't realize that. Kids see that uh, a celebrity is promoting this application. A celebrity who is rich is earning from this application, then I should do. So they are using their parents' phones. They're even trying to convince their parents that give me like 6 months or 1 year and give me this much of money. Uh, I will make a career out of it. And in some case, parents are even, supporting it. They think that it is kind of a new career, which is involved with technology, and they are not aware of it. But they should support their child, and but they don't realize that they are pushing them into gambling.
Is there any mechanism for complaining if if a kid has been compromised?
So, ma'am, yes, Government of India has a own online platform, cybercrime.gov.in, and for women and children, we have a special section. We have a section of reporting anonymously, that is through the law enforcement agency. All these games, they come with an inbuilt platform, and you can report and block such people. And but the best rescue is when you go to the legal agencies, and for that, it is online now. You don't have to go to a police station or something like that. And for minor cases, there is a lots of sensitivity in the law enforcement officers. Also, we have special juvenile officers who will handle their questions and their cases, and it can be taken care of.
Rakshitji, I know you have to leave, so I will let you go. Before you go, Ken, I would like you to give us one recommendation for a book that you would like to recommend
For parents or
for
children.
parents, for children, whatever, a book that you feel you can recommend here.
So I think looking at all these cases, what we are talking about, I would recommend parents to read a book called The Cyber Effect by Dr. Mary Aiken,
I can.
and to understand how technology is impacting the mental health. It's more elaborative cyber psychology, I would say. So it is a good book for a parent to understand. And yeah, thank you so much.
It's a brilliant book. I referenced it for my book as well,
Oh,
so I
wonderful.
remember it.
Great.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, a few years ago, a 21-year-old beheaded his father in Karnataka because the father refused him to play any more of PUBG. The same year that, as I spoke about, a young boy of 16 collapsed after having played PUBG for 6 hours nonstop. Experts say that gaming addiction is by and large between the ages of 15 and 19, which, when you back time it, they say that it means that a child begins to play by 10, 11. This was a couple of years, maybe more. And I think that age group continues to go down. And as we've
Yeah.
said, that WHO says that it is a mental health disorder. So, Dishant and Rakshiti, thank you both very much for joining me today. Um, what we have spoken about is disturbing on many, many accounts: gambling, grooming, pedophilia, gaming in itself. Um, in the adrenaline of gaming, we have no idea who our children are corresponding with, who they come in touch with. So, hope we've managed to answer some of the questions for you here, or maybe brought you to a place where you will start to think without, or just absent-mindedly handing over the phone for your child to play, or money for your child to, progress in a game. Because remember that a father did lose his son due to gaming. Take action before it is too late. And here is the thing: the trial ends at one door. It is the smartphone. Every single expert that we speak to speaks about it. As I said earlier, it is the conduit, whether it is gaming, whether it is porn, whether it is social media. It is all about the smartphone. How early are you thrusting it in your child's hand? And no, Roblox is not just a child friendly game. I think we've kind of figured that one out for you. So um, it is very, very important for you to keep a big eye on what your children are doing online. Just because the thing looks friendly isn't the answer. And stay with us, because these are the kind of conversations that we will continue to have on mapping a confused generation along with the stakeholders. Because as we keep saying, it is not the child's phone that he or she's been, fortunate or misfortunate as it may be, to get a phone so early that they can game, they can gamble, and be vulnerable to grooming gangs. But this was a conversation that I've been looking forward to have, to kind of share that there is so much that has been going on in this space. Thank you so much for joining us. And a quick reminder, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll be back again soon. Thank you.